Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura Bakewell and here we bake things pretty well. Today we're going to be making some oatmeal cream pies. So let's get close and comfy and let's bake together.
Hello! So today we are going to be making some oatmeal cream pies. So for the oatmeal cream pies, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put all my dry ingredients inside of a bowl and we'll set it aside. So in here I have 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Put that in there. Then I have a 1/2 cup of rolled oats. And then I have a 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda and then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Putting that all together, just giving it a nice little whisk. Here we go. So dry ingredients set to the side. Now for the wet ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and put 1/2 cup of room temperature butter, and this is unsalted butter. And then we're going to add 1 cup of light brown sugar to our butter. And use the spatula. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of molasses. Get molasses out, I'd immediately start thinking about gingerbread. It's almost the season. So excited. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this onto our stand mixer. And I'm using a paddle attachment. And we are going to beat this until it is light and fluffy. Alright, so once your mixture is light and fluffy, and that's what it should look like. Nice and light. I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the sides. And then to this, we're going to add 1 egg and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then we're going to beat that until combined. Okay. Once combined, I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the sides again. And now we're just going to go ahead and add all of our dry ingredients. Okay. So now we're just going to mix this until combined. So you don't want to overmix it. So it's just until that flour is nice and incorporated. Done. Alright, so that's what our dough is looking like. It's nice and together. You could form it into a ball if you want to. It's a little bit sticky, a little bit tacky. It's exactly what we want. So while you're doing this, go ahead and make sure that your oven is preheated to 350. And we're going to be using a baking sheet with some parchment paper for these cookies. Just want to make sure I get everything off of here. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring my baking sheet over. Lovely. Alright, so I'm just going to take my smallest scoop And I'm just going to scoop little tiny balls and put them right onto my baking sheet. You want to give them plenty of room because they will spread. And they're also not going to bake for very long. So they're only going to go into the oven for about 10 minutes. And if you want to, you can go ahead and ball these up and then put them into the freezer so you can pull them out whenever you want to make some cookies. It should be good in the freezer for a couple of months. Alright, so I'd say it's pretty good on the spacing. You have about 2 inches between each cookie. Should be plenty of space. So now, once my oven is up to 350, I'm going to put these in there for about 10 minutes. So what you're looking for whenever you are going to take them out is you want the edges to be nice and brown and set, but the middle still looks a little bit unset. So you don't want to overbake them because then they'll be like a crunchy cookie. And if you were to try to eat the sandwich with the cream filling, if it's a crunchy cookie, then all that cream filling is just going to go everywhere, except for in your mouth. So make sure about 10 minutes should be it. You really should not need any more unless your oven is being a little tricky. So let's go ahead and put these into the oven. All right, so our cookies are done. I'm just going to go ahead and transfer these cookies over to a wide rack to cool. So you have to be really careful whenever you're transferring these because they will break. I already had one break. I'm just going to go ahead and put this wide rack. And now let's go ahead and set this to the side to cool. Alright, so while we're letting those cookies cool, we're going to go ahead and make the cream filling for the middle. So in here I have 2 cups of powdered sugar. And then I have 2 And then in here I have 2 tablespoons of heavy cream and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And make sure we get all that in there. And then in here I have 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, room temperature, and 2 tablespoons of shortening. Right, and I'm just going to add it's like a little pinch of salt. And we are going to beat this together using our whisk attachment. And we're just going to beat this until everything is combined and it's light and fluffy. So this is what our cream filling is looking like. It's nice and light, ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and put it into a piping bag. And the piping bag that I have just has a large hole tip on the end of it, like a round tip. This one says 9mm, but I don't think it's a Wilton's. I think I just got it like on Amazon. So to each their own. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take this and put this into a piping bag. So our cream filling is ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pipe our cream filling. So I just like to take however much my hand can manage. So I'll just put a little squeeze right there and then I'll start twisting it. That way whenever I put pressure on the bag, it's not going to go up, it's going to go down. So now I'm just going to take a cookie. I'm going to pipe some in the middle. So that seems like a pretty good portion. And then I will just take another cookie, sandwich it on there. There you have it. Oatmeal cream pies. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these filled and sandwiched. All right. And there we have it, our beautiful oatmeal cream pies. Go ahead and show you. Beautiful. I'm going to use these kind of like, I had one that has slid a little bit and the one that I broke. I'm just going to put a little bit of icing on that. Yeah. Nice and easy cross section. Oh, that's perfect. That right there is a really good oatmeal cream pie.
Alright, and there you have it, guys. Delicious, soft oatmeal cream pies, just as good as the ones from the box. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!